All right, so let's roll into let's roll in the random encounters now.
Ooh, we're gonna show off our new awesome format for the.
I mean, we've already showed it off the last 3 episodes, or the last 2 episodes.
We've already shown the UG.
That our editor hasn't been here to fix it yet.
I'll fix it today.
Our editor is a very popular lady.
Yeah,
she has a life.
But our editor's back, and she just saw the list like 5 minutes before the or actually once. I don't think she saw the list till the show started, in which I got a really ugly look from her. So
yeah. Thanks for the heads up.
But all right, welcome to Random Encounters. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And we're going to roll some dice and talk about some random topics.
By the way, have you noticed my bracelet here? That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I noticed it. I just didn't care. You're wearing a bracelet. All right. What's it about? What's up with the bracelet?
My brother made it for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Nazima Cordell. He's got a.
Does it mean anything?
It means you can go buy his stuff. Check him out on Facebook and Instagram. Insert family commercial.
Does he have?
My bro makes awesome jewelry.
Does he have an Etsy?
I don't know yet, man. We're still working on that. We're gonna pop links. I'm gonna get links from him, and we'll pop it up there. And
nobody that's on the camera has seen it unless you hold it up. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah. There you go.
And they get a lot nice. They get a lot more fancy, but I like the wood bead theme. So there we go. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
But there you
Nepotism,
go.
man.
Supporting the fam there.
There we go.
Who would have thought it? Q has somewhat of a heart apparently somewhere.
I know, right? I got like 2 whole 3 family members I like.
Yeah. Roll the damn dice.
No, you started. I did it last time.
Well, you've been hogging them all over there all day, like filling them up.
Grab my dice, jiggle them, and let's see what comes out.
All right. I'll jiggle this white one.
He did not probably want that right after his plug. I bet he's like,
probably not. It's like, never mind, fam.
Don't worry, his site's a lot cleaner.
All right, 13. What we have is 13. We have interesting art piece.
Have fun with that.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. Like,
I don't know what that means.
I think
like fan art. Or
it was a rewording of something that was. Something else.
But I don't think I meant to type piece. Is that? I don't even know if that's how you spell. Is that how you spell peace? That looks wrong.
I don't know. We used to have spell check, but we don't anymore.
that definitely looks wrong.
It won't. I don't like this thing. I think it's spell check.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah,
and if it isn't, let's stop drawing attention to.
I don't know. It
just wait a minute.
looks...
we're doing the thing. Oh, you're trying to get time. Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I'm not sure if that's spelled correctly here.
Not what I was doing, but
Zeta Davis is like, what art piece?
No. I think it's just this was us looking at a different type. It used to be comic book style, art style, I think, but I wanted to change it to something a little more generic so we could talk about other things outside of just comic books. You know, we could talk about the art of different animes or stuff like that.
Okay, how about this? How about what do you think about CG these days? Like we talked about the Lion King's new look. They're not really live action, just that full CG. Is CG really getting there to be the?
I've seen some CG stuff that I don't think is bad, but at the same time, I think when you can do like I'll tell you what I do like. Some of the animes that have done a good job of mixing the CG in the anime, where they still have drawn shades and stuff like that, but they just sort of mix it in and then sort of blend it so it doesn't look as badly CG, but it allows you to do, I guess, more angles and actions without having to reuse as many frames as if you're drawing. Because, you know, when they draw a lot of anime, you know, they're just taking a frame that they've already drawn and they'll change the mouth or change this, you know, to try to cut down on the amount that they have to draw. And when they can, things that have a lot of action, a lot of moving parts, and a lot of change to them, blending in that CG allows that to be able to be done
Yeah, like some people criticize it, but I liked Colossus and Juggernaut in Deadpool 2. I actually thought they did pretty good. I preferred the CG Juggernaut to the bad live action attempt from the earlier X-Men movies.
Well, like anime,
full CGI.
It wasn't the greatest anime in the world, but they did an interesting blend of CG in the anime. There was some, I think, hand holders or whatever. You watched like the first 2 episodes, I think, with me, where it was the kid and the girl. The girl was like in a coma, and he grabs her hand, and then they're like, if he lets go of her hand, she'll die or something.
Oh, double. So, no, I was a different. Gosh, there's been more than one. Yeah, I know what you mean. That was a weird one. Didn't he have like
look that up for us. Hand holders, I think, anime.
Yeah, I think it might have been called hand holders or something weird. But that was a weird anime. But But yeah, like she literally handshakers.
Handshakers, that was it. Handshakers.
Like he literally can't let go of her hand. At least not for the first several episodes. I don't know how long they stick with that because that did not seem plausible to go for a long term.
But I mean, they did it. You could tell they used CGI in this anime, and it actually, the way they did it, they blended it really well. I thought so.
So I mean, it's as an art style.
I really liked the art style in this anime. I thought it was a really good art style.
But I feel like Lion King.
I wish it was a better story.
No, it's not. With the new Lion King, though, it hits me with a little bit of Uncanny Valley. It's like that CGI that's so close, but just off enough to make it, make you aware of it.
Yeah.
Make you aware of it constantly. Again, maybe if you sit down throughout the movie, it'll start to blend in. But from the trailers, it reminds me of Venom. That like. Every time I see it in the trailer,
you may not want to scroll too much on this anime.
Don't go too much lower. It's
it got a bit of, and there's some. If you run across any fan art, it gets really risque. So,
yeah, we'll just stick on that screen right there. You're good right there. I just remembered a lot more about this anime.
You're not showing that screen. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were showing it or not.
We're not looking at anything odd.
Have a little faith in your
editor. Yeah. Well, you've been away for a while.
But like like I said, every time I see it, it immediately pops off the screen as CGI at the moment. That's why I'm going like, this is either going to be good or this is going to be a weird experience to sit through.
Yeah.
But again, maybe I've heard a lot of people say when they went to see the Venom movie, they got used to it. And it stopped being so, reminding them it's CGI. So we'll see. I'll try to see it. My kids are going to want to see it, so. Yeah. My son's going to want to see it, and so I'm pretty sure I'll be forced to see it. Like being a dad, you get to see crap you don't want to.
Yeah.
Now I want to see Wreck-It Ralph. I'm looking forward to that.
All right. Well, let's roll the next one. See what we got here, man.
You got anything else weird I should be aware of before I roll? Like, have you done any other odd naming?
I'll try to fix that naming, I guess, to be better. If you guys would actually powers doing it wrong.
That's always a fun. All right, let's see.
Yeah. So this is where we'll talk about some power in which probably we can think of better ways of using it, maybe. Or
yeah, no, I'm just trying not to go to the easiest ones because there's a whole lot of top tier people that are just wasting their powers in the worst sense.
Well, I mean, since we're talking about anime, I mean, I know we're watching. We're watching My Hero Academia. Are there any of those powers you think they're doing it wrong? Like powers that's like, man, you could have. There's so many things you could do with this.
Well, interestingly enough, I'll give a couple of light examples.
I mean, the good thing,
the Invisible Girl really needs to stop walking around. I know they do it so you can know where she is, but her whole tendency to wear gloves and shoes or whatever you can see seems to be like she'll take them off if she needs to, but in reality. Going 100% invisible when you're in a field all the time, just don't wear it like
just be naked all the time.
I think she found a costume that actually turns invisible with her finally.
Okay.
At first she used to have to do the thing, but I think her hero costume is the exception. But I always thought this bad. But actually Bakugan, as smart as he's been with his power, the fact that he hasn't used his nitroglycerin sweat that we've seen him detonate later. As like we've seen him occasionally take the glove and leave it and it explode at a later date. The fact he doesn't regularly take advantage of my power is I make nitroglycerin, I don't make bombs and traps and stuff with it. Like, I don't use my nitroglycerin sweat as nitroglycerin, almost except in a very rarest scene, whereas we'd constantly be using it as nitroglycerin. We'd be like, oh man, I'm gonna lure you into this building where I have set up explosive like traps all over this building with my
they've
sweat.
at least tried pretty hard to give these characters flaws to where when they're not using their power to be overpowerful, it's because there's a flaw or something in it that makes it. I mean, they've been pretty good, but I agree with the sweat. I would, maybe there is more story reason behind that than than they play off. But I mean, it does sound like he could do a lot more with that.
Yeah, like they were impressive the way they've used it, almost as like jet powers for them. They've been so busy trying to find unique ways to use it different that they never use it in the most, what I'd say, the simplest solution as like it's a bomb. You could probably can this stuff and have a bandolier of like bombs.
Well, it's nitroglycerin. I don't know if you'd want to.
Talking to cute.
She's telling me to get deeper into the mic. Yeah,
but
Precisely.
I don't know. I don't know if you'd want to keep that stuff on. It's not very stable. So
he seems to be almost immune to his own explosions, though. The way he uses it at such a close range. So is it a real threat to him?
Maybe not to him, but I mean, you tend to do teamwork. So
we all know how much Bakugan's worried about like collateral damage. I'm just saying that, like, I mean, for example, does it detonate on just an impact? Could he sit up there and set traps with it? Maybe he can't, like you said. That's a valid. But I feel like there's more weaponization of this than he's using if it really functions the way they describe it. So I would like to see maybe a little bit more diversity. Most of the other characters are weaponized. Also, the easiest one, this is almost lazy, is a girl that can make anything from her body. I'm like, that's such an overpowered ability that we would be gods amongst men. Because, I mean, she's gotten up to tech. I think at one point she made a howitzer or something. So I'm just like, oh.
Oh, the construction girl? Yeah.
That one that she uses calorie, she pulls it out of her skin.
Yeah.
That
I don't know. I mean, I honestly thought the gravity girl could utilize that a lot better. Personally,
she's still training. She seems to be still dealing with the limits.
She is growing as a character, but I mean, the gravity is such a interesting. Or zero gravity. It is true. It's not true gravity manipulation because she can't make things heavier. She only makes things lighter. So
she can't make them heavier yet.
Yeah,
and she basically has to touch things. So, but she seems to be improving that. So I'll say that I don't think she's got there yet. But I've seen Bakugan. I think he's at the level now he could start. Weaponizing that power. Put it like this: I believe if Deku had that power, he would be pulling all kind of incredibly sneaky.
Why don't we get our editor to roll one for us real quick? Spin around here.
Why doesn't he have bomb shoes? Why does he only have it in the hands?
Oh. All right, she rolled a 5. Evolution of characters.
Have fun with that, editor.
Well, I mean, we actually just talked about some of the evolution of characters with, I mean, that's one of the big things, and one of the reasons why I know me and you both sort of like a lot of shonen and stuff like that is because they have that evolution of characters. I think one of look at what is it? Black Clover, That character has grown so much. We've all talked about how annoying his character is at the beginning of this, and it turned a lot of people away from the anime.
This guy?
Asta, yeah.
Yeah, Asta. His character is so annoying early on. And to me, he's still a little annoying, but he's definitely evolving as a character. Not only in his powers, but also as an actual person. His personality has grown throughout the anime, and I think that's something you don't see, I guess, as much in anime. You see the power level change without the character really changing.
And what I like is that it's not even really a lot of spoilers because you want to talk about, but like he got a sword. He got a second sword. But from there, it's been training. It's like, it isn't, oh, here's his third super. Now, and it's funny because around him, people are just unlocking more powerful spells. What's he doing? Oh, I've learned how to use my senses better. Oh, I've learned how to fight better. And I love the evolution that isn't just, hey, look, superpower lottery, I got a new power. Instead, it's, no, I'm learning to use my powers better. I'm training harder. I love that type of growth. And honestly, that's why
I love that type of growth, but I also, like I said, I also like the actual character change, his maturity level changing throughout it. That's something you lose in a lot of anime. You don't see that maturity level change, and that evolution of the character, I think, is probably the more outstanding evolution when it comes to anime.
And they do it for most of the characters in Black Clover. A lot of the characters.
Yeah, no, a lot of them.
And that is what shonen's about. Some people have complained about Black Clover saying, oh, it's so by the book shonen. Well, you know what? That's what I like about shonen. And shonen is often described, the most common story in shonen is the coming of age.
Yeah.
It's a person growing, and there's growing pains along the process. And that's what I like about it, because most of the characters seem to be slowly. They were one note when you first saw them, dude. You could literally go, this character is I'm a gangster.
Well, yeah, no, I mean everybody in the what is it? The Bulls, the Iron Bulls, Black Bulls. What is it?
Black Bulls.
Black Bulls. Yeah, everybody in the Black Bulls. I mean, you look at that entire guild, and yeah, they're all growing. Every one of them is, they're either most of it's played up by they're inspired by.
They're tropey. They're all real tropey.
They're inspired by the
books,
by the kid. By the kid. Oh, everybody's inspired by him, and they grow by him. But like I said, his personality and all that's also changing, and the evolution of all the characters is actually something that I enjoy. It's worth pushing through the more annoying bits to see those evolving characters.
And I like that he still has a bit of an underdog status so far. Like, there are scenes that other people have had to step in. It's like, well, he's went as far as he can go, and he's hit brick walls. He's hit, like, that's as far as I can go.
But that's also part of the evolution. That's part of the way he evolves is, he sees and he's like, damn it, I'm still not strong enough. He's like, this dude's, he showed me something I didn't ever think about. He showed me an aspect. I got to look at it this way. Okay, and it's not just and it's not always just power level. It's actually a way of looking at things. Sometimes he's like, why didn't I look at it that way?
Right. And there is that big realism of he still runs into that very serious, realistic moment of I don't have magic. It's still a problem. He's ran into some people whose magic, he's like, I don't know what to do. Like this is the guy that like. You can't muscle your way past this problem. And that is a real issue he's going to have to overcome. Even with the ability he has, there's types of magic that trump him completely. Yeah. And he's ran into that. There's types of magic that trump him absolutely. And they have not taken that away from him. And that's where, to me, where Naruto started to suffer is that Naruto, you train and was getting stronger, but then the superpower lottery started to come in, and it's just... I'm just going to increase my power level to solve all my problems. Not get smarter, not use my abilities better. I'm just going to keep upping the power level, and that happens to a lot of anime.
All right, let's do one last roll, and
there you go. You want to roll?
Rock, paper, scissors. Who rolls?
Roll, shampoo. I was a little slow on that, man. I saw that.
Dang it. I got to roll. Okay.
I like the way he went boop, boop, and I'm like, hey, wait. But you lost because of that, so I don't know how to feel about
that.
Epic Supporting Cast again. Dang it, this one.
Well, I want to send a shout out to our amazing editor.
I'll take it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wonder Bra ain't got nothing on her, man. That girl's got support. Did I date myself? That actually was way back in the day. I'm so old.
Dude. You
gray beard just starts growing in front of your eyes.
But Epic Supporting Cast. I tell you what, man. I've been watching the Dang it!
Keep
I just went blank. I went blank.
You're so old.
Yeah, I know.
Old man moment.
It had that old man moment. My gray hair just sort of leaked out some brain matter or something.
Sorry, y'all. Bad Santa forgot what he was talking about.
Oh man. Oh man, I'm trying to think.
Was it live action? Was it
no?
animated?
I mean, we've been on anime, so I was thinking about continuing there. We did talk about the live action Cowboy Bebop in our earlier segment, and I'll say like he had an excellent supporting cast.
Yeah.
In that anime. Everywhere, especially what's his face?
Jet.
Guy with the arm.
Jet.
Yeah. Like, I love that character. Like,
I like the way I said the name. You still didn't get it. Like,
yeah.
Jet. He's like,
I'm
no,
bad.
the guy with the
I'm
arm.
bad with names. But no, I mean, like, Jet to me, I would have loved to have seen, like a spinoff more about him.
What about Ein? Ein was also awesome. The dog. That's the dog.
Yeah, I know.
Let's point it out to you. Let's be sure. It's the dog.
We've talked about the dog with the.
Or are they the dog supporting cast? Depending on how much. No spoilers, but the dog's the main character.
No, we talked about the dog with cool animals. Remember?
Yeah. I love Iron.
But no, man, I loved his character. I thought he was a great supporting cast. I would have loved to have seen like more. I think they did an episode or two where they sort of focused on him.
Yeah, the grizzled veteran greedy episode. That was a good one.
But I would have loved to have seen more about him. I actually liked his character probably a little more than.
And I like the way they did that episode because it's like the others didn't even know what happened. Like, he went out, took care of it, come back. They're like, what happened? Oh, man, I'm back. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I would have loved to have seen more episodes like that. I'll be honest, dude. I liked his character.
So who's the weakest character to you then?
Oh,
I know who I think.
Probably the chick, man.
Oh, wow. Faye Valentine?
Yeah.
I like to, that chick, man. dames, man. They ain't worth nothing. I was like, wow. Also, Ed is a girl, too, so you got to specify.
Yeah, that's true.
Spoilers.
If you hadn't figured that out by now, then...
If you were wondering why you were getting creepy feelings about Ed, don't worry. You're just creepy because you're a pervert for a different reason.
Yeah.
It is a girl, but
no.
it is a young girl.
But yeah, no. Now, her character, I was like, about. But... I mean,
it wasn't because she was poorly written. It's just her personality isn't the type I like.
Well, it's not just the personality, though, man. It's honestly, they threw her in at odd times. Like they because the way they brought her in and out, it felt like she was more fan service than anything else.
For me, it was that I can excuse me, I can tolerate some Sunder types, but she did not appeal to me.
Yeah.
She didn't come off as cute or interesting. She was annoying.
But who do you think is the least? Because
No, it was Faye Valentine, but not because I thought she was fan service. It was actually because I just don't like her personality. It was a bad matchup for what I like. Mm-hmm. She's the kind of woman that I'd be like, man, get the hell off my ship. I'm getting tired of your attitude. Get off my ship. But in a way, that means she was well written because she got under my skin. So, I mean... Yeah. I didn't ignore her. I just found her irritating. But I found her irritating because that personality she had is not what I like. We game, and in my gaming party, she'd be sitting on the ship while my party went out to do stuff. She would not be in my active party.
Ed had a little bit of an annoying personality, but
it was endearing.
Yeah, it was endearing. That's what I'm saying. So it's not just the annoying or the I mean, it's just she didn't fit as well. Like Ed fit. Ed was an interesting character, Yeah. I don't think Miss Valentine was that interesting of a character.
Yeah, that was the other thing. My suspension of disbelief took a hit because she really didn't seem like the type that they would have put up with. Jet and Spike are both the kind that I can almost be like...
Wooden Ball says Ed definitely was more annoying, and I agree. She was, but she fit.
Yeah, I can see them putting up with Ed, though. I can see them kicking Valentine off the ship. I can see them telling Faye, like...
But Ed was also... preteen. So yeah.
Yeah, she was a kid mascot. I think they tolerate a little more, but I was actually, and then I also never got sold on the kind of love story there. I did not at all.
No. The love story with Valentina just
did not land or launch or any of that. So,
but I don't think it was ever supposed to.
Well, clearly not if you watch the whole series.
Yeah.
We won't ruin that, but I don't think it. But it also never.
I think it was supposed to fall flat, but still.
Boy, did it faceplant!
Yeah, I just don't think. I think they should have. They could have done more with that character.
So. All right, I'm out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, no, I mean that's it. That's the fourth roll. That's the end of Random Encounters. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to check us out. Like I said, every Sunday at 3:30 we do this live on Twitch, so you can join in the conversation and talk to us in the chat room, and we'll talk back sometimes.
It was an awesome soundtrack, Woo Damn Ball.
But no, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.